Morning, afternoon, good noon, whatever it is. It's about 12:30 here my time, so it's 1:30 for those of you on the East Coast, and I believe 10:30 on the West. For my Patreon subscribers, I have to say I apologize for not doing a daily early. It's a little cold here, if you can't tell from my hat. We've got a cold front coming in, and I was outside doing yard work, and so let's just say we've got our first freeze coming tonight, and it's already started like today, even though the sun's out. It's bright and sunny, but it's chilly, chilly, chilly. So I was out trying to get some things done while I can, while the sun is out, and then I thought I would get on and do the video live. I don't know that things on the channel are going to stay this way. I am broadcasting to a couple of different groups live. I've just figured out how to do that through Restream. And I'm trying to figure out how I want to move the channel forward in 2022. So please, those of you over on Patreon know that your subscriptions are greatly appreciated, and I love you for them. If you feel as though not receiving the daily early is something that you need and require, please feel free to message me about that. I don't know, at least in this week, maybe in this month, that I will be pre-shooting videos. I think I may do them live day of and see if that changes the energy of the channel. What I'm thinking about doing for my Patreon subscribers in response to that is maybe having a private Zoom-only event each month or something like that, where you guys can do charmings and readings and things like that with me live via Zoom. I'm not sure how that's going to look, but that's kind of where I'm at. I also am confused as to which decks to use for the month of January. So the deck that I've been inspired or has been calling me all morning is this, the Ethereal Visions, which I do have an unboxing video. It's the Illuminated Tarot deck by Matt Hughes. It's a quite beautiful deck. It's I can't remember the style. I don't know if this is considered Art Deco, but it's just really a beautiful deck, and it's been calling me into the bedroom. So we are into the office, which is the bedroom, essentially. And so we are going to use that, at least for today. Oh, hey, Melinda, how are you? Good morning. Beth Allen, how are you, dear? And I have my glasses on because, I feel like I look so old. I have my glasses on because I'm going to also be using a brand new, I have used Ethereal Visions before in a couple of different pick-a cards and whatever dailies and things like that. It's a deck that I just really love because it's created by, I believe, two men. The artists are, it's Matt Hughes, and I believe the artist is a male too. But it's a very feminine feeling deck because of the art style. So I love that about it. So it's really pretty. And I like pretty. We all like a little pretty in our lives. And then I thought, even though the men created this very feminine deck, right? And I'm feeling rather feminine lately. And what I mean by feminine is I feel very much like in this self-care kind of introspective, healing sort of mode right now. So the Oracle deck that I've chosen is a new Oracle deck that I've had for some time. I've not done an unboxing on, but we're going to use Kwan Oracle. And it is blessings, guidance, and enlightenment from the divine feminine. And so we love Kwan Yin. She is an ascended master. She's definitely associated with, like, the high heart and all of that. So I want to bring her in. And this deck is by Alana Fairchild, right? So we've got some very feminine influenced stuff going on with this reading today, but it's also the beginning of a new year. So that to me is like a birthing in a way. So I feel like it feels appropriate to me. January is kind of a wombish sort of month for me. I mean, all of winter is kind of wombish for us. We go inward. So I think that this is appropriate, at least for the time being, until I change my fucking mind. And if that happens midweek, we might see something totally different. But I'm just going to go on impulse for a little while, and hopefully you guys can ride along with me. If you're really uncomfortable or not enjoying it, reach out and let me know. Those of you that are my regulars, I think hopefully you'll appreciate the variety and whatever I bring to the table. I hope. What is it saying? Invite your audience to connect their Facebook to Restream to show their name and profile pictures. Send your viewers to What is this? Okay, hold on 1 second. Can I, hold on, let me see if I can copy this. I think you guys are already on Restream because I'm seeing your profile pictures, but I don't know. It's giving me some sort of weird link and it's not letting me see your guys's, hold on, Control C, chat, Restream, the Control V. There's been a lot of changes, obviously, on this platform, even in the last few months. So I'm putting that in there. If you go there and you're watching me and I can't see who you are, because yesterday I think Melinda was coming in. I see her as Melinda Pontano now, but some people are coming in as Facebook user. If you go to that chat.restream.io/Facebook and do whatever you need to do, it's going to allow me to see who you are. Because I am broadcasting out to a couple of different groups that I'm an admin of. So if I can't see you or your name, I can read your comment, but I may not know who it's coming from, okay? Now, since we're doing this live and I am broadcasting to new groups, there could be some people that don't understand what I do from these new groups. I do a weekly reading. That is today. It is going to be representational of Sunday the 2nd, which is today, through the 8th, which is next Saturday. Right? We also have the new moon tonight, and I believe it goes into Capricorn. Oof. So that should be interesting. And Venus is retrograde in Capricorn, I believe. So is that correct? I could be wrong. I'm not a super astrologist, but I believe it is retrograde in Capricorn. Jupiter's moved into Pisces. Neptune's in Pisces. There's a lot of stuff going on that I'm not even sure. If you guys don't know, follow Hair in the Moon Astrology. If you read some of her posts and see if she interests you. I listen to her a lot. I read her. I was subscribed to her newsletter, and I should get resubscribed back to it, but it was starting to scare me. This was pre-COVID, and she was calling out COVID and just the way that the planets were aligning and what sort of was going to be transpiring. She wasn't saying that it was going to be COVID per se, but she was saying that there was going to be massive structural changes happening and things like that with the systems as we know them to be. And sure enough, COVID happened and all of that sort of stuff. The woman is extremely accurate. She's out of England. I do post her stuff in the Engelgeist group from time to time. Yesterday's was about resting, which is certainly where I felt I needed to be. And I still am sort of feeling that way. And so I kind of feel like I need to be in the moment right now and just doing this as we go, letting you see me, bunny ball and all, right? Glasses, all of it, old lady that I am, or whatever. This is not my most attractive that I've been, but you know what? I was cleaning up leaves and cat shit out in the front courtyard because the local cats seem to think that the bark out there is there for them to use as a cat box. So this is the glamour that is my life, guys. And I just want you to understand that I know you know this glamour somewhere in your life. You have an area that is as glamorous as this is to me. And so I share this with you only to validate you. All right. I love you all, though. Thank you, Robin. Hi, how are you? Hey, Beth. Thank you for saying you go, girl. Empower yourself. I hope that all of you do the same. Hey, Christina Ballard. How are you? Hey, Facebook user who's LOLing. I don't know who that is, but it's probably somebody that I know because they're laughing at my sense of humor. Good morning, Melinda. Thank you. Hey, Nancy. How are you? How are you? It's a long time no see, dear. And hey, Stephanie. How are you? Happy New Year to you, too. All right, so let's get into this. We're going to do it live. You guys can always rewatch it. What I do say with my readings, too, I always say this in my pre-taped readings, is that even though they're set for a particular date, never take the message before the date, if that makes, I mean, never take the date before the message, sorry, right? So like if you're seeing one of my readings, if for anybody that's new, that one of my readings shows up in your YouTube or Facebook feed randomly on a different day, I do this all the time. Like yesterday, I had this weird video show up in my YouTube feed that was about, I sent it to my friend Jen, about trauma in the workplace. And the guy is like a licensed social worker, and he's amazing. I've never seen him before, never seen his videos before. I don't know why it was in my YouTube feed, but I happened to tap on it because I thought, trauma in the workplace, that's interesting. How does that manifest? Let's look at that. Because I've had issues in my workplace life throughout my life. And like one of the first things he says is he talks about how growing up in his household, it was so dysfunctional that there was this emphasis on fairness. And that rocked me to my core. I felt seen by this man, right, by his video. Because, and the video was old, like it had his work in restaurants, which I used to do all the time too, and how his whole thing about this emphasis on fairness and being right and being treated fairly, and it came stemming from growing up in a household full of trauma, which a lot of us do, right? And so I really resonated with that. But what I mean, and the whole reason why I'm explaining this a rather long-winded way, is that when the message comes to you, don't necessarily think that, oh, it was meant for them and for them. Think about it as maybe it's meant for me right now in this moment, right? So if you're seeing this now and it works, great. Use it. Use your highest intelligence and your highest intuition. Never take anything that I say over what you know to be true for you. But if indeed you're seeing it and it doesn't resonate, it's like, no, that doesn't feel like me, that's okay too. I want you guys to understand, first and foremost, that not every reading is going to be for you, right? I mean, collectively, they can't always be for you. If they fit, great. If they don't, or the parts fit, great. But if it doesn't, that's okay. And you can be like, it doesn't fit. Should I have my ears out? I don't know. You know, I want to get this camera off me with this hat. But it was cold. As my mother would say, it was colder than a witch's tit in a brass bra. I love that phrase. It used to make me laugh as a kid. I'm really kind of missing my mom lately. And I don't know. I reached out to her today and called her, but I didn't leave a message. And then I texted her, but she might still have me blocked. I don't know. I do think sometimes she watches these videos, so if she sees this, maybe she will reach out. But so let's get into today's reading. I always say that. The other thing I say is please share the videos out. Help me get the word out. I am trying to grow the channel. This is something that I've always really have been inspired by, love to do, and enjoy. And I'm trying to find a new way of doing that. And then maybe it's through lives. I don't know. But I'm asking you guys to bear with me through these changes as I do this. And we're going to get into this reading. Each day or each tarot card is going to represent for a day or two of the week as the sort of emanating energy that's affecting us all collectively. And then as I progress through the week, or as I broadcast through the week, each day will layer upon the cards that we see today, right? So this is the card behind the card of the day going forward for the next week, if that makes sense. So some of you guys may experience only one of this energy and get stuck there and have to deal with that all week. Some of you guys may experience all of these cards and then some. There's a lot of flexibility in all of my readings, guys, because it is collective and because there's so much at work, right? There's so many people doing so many different things. So in essence, I want you to take the best bits, make them your own, and utilize them in the best way you know how. And the other bits, the not so good bits, or the stuff that maybe doesn't feel right or doesn't intuitionally connect to you, let it go. Just let her go. Let her rip. I'm sorry, I'm not reading all of these messages because I'm so busy talking away. Let me see here. Morning from old Australia. It says Facebook user. I'm wondering who that is. I think I have an idea. Happy New Year to the other Facebook user. Good morning, Jen Nichols. How are you? Why are you talking about my rack like that? My rack? What do you mean? Somebody says, where are you? Alive in a bathroom? I'm not sure what that means, but I'll leave it alone. So I don't know, alive in a bathroom. Not sure. That's his Facebook user too, so I don't know who that is. It might be a troll of some sort. I'm not sure. So let me see what the cards want us to know collectively for the week of January 2nd through the 8th. It's really weird. I don't feel like we're in 2022, or I haven't really felt that turnover or that shift yet. And I really want to start this year out, I don't know, what's the word? Authentically. And maybe that's why I'm doing these more in the moment rather than in live, rather than pre-taping early in the mornings. You know, what you don't realize is how vulnerable it can feel to do this, even though you're not necessarily talking to somebody directly, it is kind of a weird, vulnerable state. You know, you have people making strange comments like alive in a bathroom, and I don't know who that is or what it means, but or what their intention is. But the honest truth is we're all sensitive to energy. Myself being a Pisces, even more so than often than more so often than maybe others. And so this is I don't know, it can be vulnerable for me. So keeping that in mind, let's move forward and switch the cameras and get into this reading. Okay. Give me one moment. I'm going to switch the camera. Technical stuff, guys. Technical stuff. All right. I hope you guys can see that. Let me close this. Wow, it gives you a much bigger sort of angle on my stuff. All right. So at the beginning of the week, our first card out is the Eight of Swords. Being a little bit trapped in a way, right? Isn't that a beautiful way to be trapped? There's a little bit of like sexy hair bondage going on for her. Eight of air, and that of our thoughts, how we communicate our thoughts, what we're putting out into the world mentally, essentially. The Eight of Swords, to me, eights are about trying to find a balance within maybe our thoughts. If we are plagued by worries, the Nine of Swords is definitely about worry, nightmares, fears becoming reality or overwhelming us enough that they feel like they're the reality. The Eight of Swords to me is always that sort of idea of feeling that imminent doom or that worry around us and not realizing that or coming to the realization, hopefully, that there is a way out. We just can't quite see it while we're in it, right? So if you guys are feeling this week about going into this new year, right, feeling a little bit where it is I need, right, or whatever goals I have, or the thing that I want, or if you're feeling a bit I don't know, persecuted or judged, if you're feeling a bit trapped in, say, a situation or a conversation, a relationship, something that doesn't necessarily work for you or you're struggling with mentally, the Eight of Swords would indicate that we are going to feel that this week in the early part of the week, and we're going to want to question that. There's always this aspect to her where she has these Eight Swords behind her, right? But there's like always this opening behind her that she can kind of find her way out once she clears her vision around it or gets her thoughts kind of back in order. She's not as trapped as she thinks she is, right? So whatever 2021 presented for us, if we were feeling the restraint of that or the restriction, I feel like we might be letting go of some of those things in different areas of our life in the early part of this week. And that's a good thing as we enter into 2022. So let's look at the midweek. The midweek is the Fool. Okay, we love him. He's giving me total right. But the Fool is about new beginnings. It is major arcana. So we have a new year. We have a new beginning happening in a very large way. The dawn is like the light or sun is dawning, right? And a new path is emerging, right? A new adventure begins. 2022 starts for those of us collectively. Where we want to go, we should be approaching it with optimism, with joy, with even a little bit of risk taking, right? That's his like sort of standing on the edge of this cliff. We're not alone. This little white dog is here to represent this idea of sort of protection or, hey, fool, don't jump off that cliff, but live on that edge in a little ways. Like think big, dream big, right, would be the Fool's energy. He is non-restrictive as far as when we opposite of that, right? So what this says to me is those of you that might be struggling with thoughts or feelings, pains of the past, things like that, by midweek, you should be free of them, right? And ready to sort of begin anew. start something new for yourself that should be exciting, it should be impactful, it should be significant, because this is the beginning of the journey. Now that beginning could just be significant of the new year, right? And what is going to happen for us in this new year. But there's this optimism that comes with the Fool that we should keep with us, always being sort of aware of what's going on, but being open to possibility. Right? We don't want to be foolish in the sense where we don't see how close we are to the edge, but we also don't want to not walk the edge of possibility, right? Now, the last card is, which will end out the week. Wow, we saw this card, I feel like last week, is the Ace of Wands. Now, aces are also very much about new beginnings, drives us, right? How we are inspired and what we are inspired by, and how we choose to pursue that inspiration. Now, the Ace of Wands is something that's being handed always aces are being handed over kind of out of the blue. And when I think about this, to me, this feels like this could be a new opportunity for a new, how do I want to put this? Like a new spiritual connection in some way. Now, this connection for each and every one of you may manifest differently, right? For some of you, it may be a connection to a person. For some of you, it may be a connection to something that inspires you. For others, it could be a connection to a new career, a new path in that way. But you are excited by it, right? The Ace of Wands is that desire, that excitement, that drive, that emotion, that opportunity, right, to sort of make it happen, to let the sort of the universe, in a way, kind of offer it up to you by week's end. So wherever we were at the beginning of the week, right, with that Eight of Swords through something, I feel like we're definitely free of it by week's end, and we're working our way towards something very new, very exciting, and hopefully setting up for some big opportunities for ourselves in the weeks to come. Now, let's see what the glorious Kwan Yin Oracle has to say. And I love this Kwan Yin Oracle because it's in this beautiful pink box. And I'm not being dirty there, people, but it really is this lovely, like, feminine pink. I don't know. I just feel like we need this energy right now. That like sort of mother love energy. And let's see what Kwan Yin wants us to know. Now, this deck I've not opened, so hence I have my glasses on to read you the descriptions, because I don't want to misinterpret Miss Kwan Yin. The Book of Changes, card number 35. And what that instantly is 30th in the beginning of the week. And then we see the giant change that transpires through the week from the Eight of Swords, which is restricted, fraught with maybe worry and fear, to the openness of the Fool, to the opportunity of the Ace of Swords. That, to me, those three cards, right, is a change in and of itself. So it's interesting that Kwan Yin comes and she cites the Book of Changes with a number 8 when we start the week out with an 8. And does that make sense to you guys? Are you seeing that connection there, or that pattern? Like, to me, that's a little, not odd, but it speaks to this idea of her compassion, her love, her good grace is what sort of brings us through, and our own compassion, right? But like, how do I want to say this? We can connect to that energy of Kwan Yin. She is within all of us, right? It's that compassionate heart, that nurturing spirit, that mothering love for not only ourselves, but for others, that can allow us to free ourselves and to change over the course of this week with whatever we might be stuck with or struggling with. I love that she's also carrying that beautiful harp. I would say pay attention. I don't know why I want to say this, but I want to say pay attention this week to the sounds of bells or ringing around, the signs from spirit or from Miss Yin herself, letting you, like, alerting you or connecting you to the changes that are happening around you in positive and beautiful ways. Now, let me read this card to you. These readings are a little bit long, so bear with me, but I think that this could be cool. So we're going to go with it. 35, the Book of Changes. Just like a beautiful but unusual melody, the divine plan is unfolding through your life, although it isn't always predictable. Kwan Yin is guiding you in the right direction, even if you do not fully understand what is happening in your life right now. Allow Kwan Yin to bless you with trust in the unfoldment of your own divine path. The Book of Changes is always at play, helping us find our way. You are just taking a smarter route to your destination. Sometimes situations or circumstances occur that seem to take us away from our desired goal or cause us to question whether we need to take matters into our own hands to achieve our desired manifestation. It is right now, with patience and experience, the wisdom and helpfulness of a situation is often revealed, and we can marvel at how we were assisted through the workings of a higher intelligence that we did not understand at the time. Just like an experienced guide on a mountaintop, Kuan Yin has traversed the spiritual path over many lifetimes to arrive at her enlightened and compassionate state. She is very wise, and she is a blessing, and she is blessing you with her grace, even if that grace seems to be a dark cloud. That would be this Eight of Swords energy, a delay, an unexpected disappointment, or even a wonderful new opportunity in a different direction. Hello, that is the Fool card. She can help you avoid pitfalls that you do not need to encounter if you trust in her guidance. Remember that little dog that's warning us about pitfalls? Okay. She can read the Book of Changes and understand the divine plan unfolding through you to help lift you onto your divine path with the least struggle. You are being asked to trust and allow the circumstances in your life to unfold right now. If there are delays, don't force an issue. Let it settle and sort itself out with as little interference by you as possible. You do not have to let anyone take advantage of you, nor do you have to prevent yourself from expressing your truths and feelings about whatever is happening. However, you are being guided to trust that no matter what appears to be the case right now, this detour or unexpected situation is a blessing from the divine plan confirmed by Kuan Yin, assisting you in avoiding unnecessary problems later on as she corrects your life direction and helps you move forward with greater grace on your divine path now. Healing with the Book of Changes. Lie quietly in a slightly darkened room and take your awareness into your heart center. I associate Kuan Yin always with the heart center, guys, the fourth chakra. Imagine that there is a light for you, rising up, winding and curving, sometimes unexpectedly, yet always bathed in golden light. On that path, you see or sense the beautiful luminous energy field of Kuan Yin as she tosses golden coins in the air and watches them as they land, laughing gently at the patterns they form, clapping her hands with delight. She sees you and raises her hand in blessing. Offer to her any situation or unexpected circumstance, wanted or unwanted, that is in your life at this time. Perceive her receiving this from you, turning it into golden coins and tossing it in the air, noticing the patterns as the coins land. She sends love to those coins from her heart and then returns them to you. Take them into your heart and know all is well. A prayer to honor the Book of Changes. Beloved Kuan Yin, thank you for your blessings of divine grace and assistance through my life as I allow them to simply flow with trust and faith. I now pray for the courage to trust in your goodness and assistance. Hold on, guys. I just need to show you. It's on page 111. Just because I think that's interesting, and we're in a 222 year. I now pray for the courage to trust in your goodness and assistance to see the beauty and perfection of all life situations so that I may benefit from it greatly now. Thank you for your help. Om Shanti. May I feel your peace in my heart now. Om Shanti. All right, guys, that is your weekly reading for this week. Please tune in if you can on the daily. If you can't, look for the videos on the YouTube channel once they're uploaded. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I do need to say, with my Patreon subscriber, I look like I am in a, I look like I'm in a bathroom. I'm glad it's you, girl. I thought I was being trolled. Hey, Lisa, how are you? Hey, Bobby Joe, how are you? It's colder than a witch's tit in Wisconsin, definitely. You're welcome, Beth Allen. So you guys, just bear with me, especially my Patreon subscribers, because you guys do subscribe monthly, and I want you to know that I am trying to I don't know, not rebrand, I just need to figure some stuff out as to how we're doing this year going forward. And hopefully, if you guys want to make any suggestions to me, those of you that are already subscribed, please let me know. But I'm thinking that like maybe just a event night might be fun. And if those of you that are interested in that can let me know which night works best for you, I will definitely try and set that up. Blessings to all of you in the new year, right? I love all of you, and I'm glad that we've made it this far. And tomorrow at some point I will try and go live. I'm going to try and do it before noon-ish so that it kind of people can still use it through the day. And then I will, yeah, you'll see me tomorrow, guys. My mom actually just called in the midst of this. I just noticed my phone just lit up and I just see that I have a missed call from my mom. I need to go make right with my mother right now. Oh my God. I'm both scared and excited, but I miss her. One thing I want to say to anybody is, I don't know. Never mind. I'll see you guys all tomorrow, and you guys have a wonderful day. And thank you all for tuning in. Take care, and I love you all. Bye-bye.